This month, I didn't use AI to fix one thing. I used it to fix a lot of small bottlenecks, and together they compounded. I'll show you exactly what I changed, what worked, what didn't work, and how I'm thinking about AI now as a solopreneur. I'll also share the exact numbers from my multiple income streams. This is not a passive income video. I'm not here to sell you tools or hype. This is a monthly breakdown of AI systems I'm using across apps, content, and monetization, and how they actually affect results. If you're a solopreneur trying to make progress without burning out, this series is for you. My main constraint isn't ideas, it's time, energy, and focus. Anything that needs constant manual effort eventually breaks down. So my rule this month was simple. AI must reduce friction, not add complexity. So this is what my system produced last month. We have our Amazon books. It increased from $708 to $836. This is the most. Then we have apps. It went from $121 to $182. And this is the one that I'm most excited about because this is the channel that's been growing consistently. And this is a huge jump. And from the signs from early January, I'm seeing this continue to increase. My N8n Templates jumped from 49 to 88. Now, this is something I'm not really pushing and it fluctuates a lot. But the most surprising is that my Poe Apps that I've left on the Poe App Store generated $117 along my affiliates. And so this is a surprise for me. Again, I'm not pushing really hard on this. And so the grand total is $1,223. It jumped from $894. So last month was a good month. And I'm happy that our revenue is increasing. The key thing is that none of these exploded individually. They all moved a little and together. And that's the point. I'm not reliant on one single source of income, but spread out over many different streams. And it's not an overnight success story. It's just gradually compounding over time. Before we go into individual tools, I want to zoom out because this only makes sense when you see the whole picture. I used AI to help me across my entire funnel, not just one step. So here you see my funnel, and the funnel is basically the process of a customer discovering my product, from attention, seeing my product, getting a click, understanding the product, and then making a decision to pay. So I used AI to improve my YouTube thumbnails so the image looks attractive. Then they look at the title of the video. Once they're attracted to it, they click on it, and then once they get in, people, before they want to buy something, they want to understand what the product is selling. So I used AI to improve my copywriting and my screenshots, which I talked about in my last video, for my mobile apps. And then once they download the app, they also have to make a decision if they want to pay for my subscriptions. So last month, I also improved my paywall in my mobile apps. So then more people will convert into monthly paying subscribers instead of a one-off payment. If any one of these are weak, everything downstream suffers. And this one diagram explains everything I did in the last month. The first thing I want to talk about is how I used AI to improve the revenue for my mobile app, this health data export app that I have. And in my last video, I talked about how I changed all the screenshots to help people understand my product better. So it will lead them to download and pay for the app. Because as a customer, the highest impact thing that helps you decide whether to pay for an app is the screenshots. So I generated these much better screenshots that explains the product a lot better. And let's see if it actually worked. And luckily, over the past 2-3 weeks, it has worked. My app went from 0.1% conversion to 0.8%. So it's showing a plus 493% increase in conversion, which is absolutely crazy. And let's look at the sales. I made $182 in that time period. I have two key insights here. Number one, the way my app works is that you pay $4.99 for the app to use most of the features. And then if you want the AI functionality, you have to pay for a subscription service. And what I realized was that there's a bunch of people who do subscribe. And there were days where people subscribed and then the next day they canceled the subscription. Now, if they do subscribe, it would boost the sales from $9, $10 to up to $37. So I think subscription is a huge potential there, but there's something wrong with my subscription for sure, because after they subscribe, a day later, they realize it's not good and they unsubscribe. So I need to fix that. But if I can make the subscription work, then I can potentially get up to $40 a day. So that leads me to my next part, which is how do I get more people to pay for a subscription service instead of a one-off payment. So when you come into my app, you can click on the upgrade button and it will show you what's called a paywall to ask you to subscribe to my subscription service. On the left is what it used to look like. It's very bland, it's very boring. And so what I did was I used AI to create a new paywall that looks a lot better. And the key is this is a dynamic paywall that I'm using that allows me to change the image, change the font, change the wording without updating the app. So let me quickly go into how I'm doing this. I'm using a service called Revenue Cat, and I use Nano Banana to generate a cool image at the top. I added a continue button. Apparently that's going to help increase conversion. I asked AI what I can do to improve the conversion of my paywall. And then it lists all the features that it's providing if you subscribe to the service. There's a 19% off to help people decide between monthly and annual. I coded all of this using AI coding and uploaded a new version to the App Store. So check back in a month and see if this actually improves the conversion to subscription services. But what's interesting is that I can run experiments. I can introduce different price points. I can have different designs. So I can basically A/B test my paywall. 50% of the users will see a certain price. 50% will see a different price, 50% will see image A, and 50% will see image B. So I can keep testing different variations of my paywall and see which one converts better. And I'm excited to see if this is going to work out as well as my update to my App Store screenshots and help improve conversion to my subscription. Now let's look at my N8n Templates that I sell on Gumroad. I made $88 in the last month, which is an improvement from $49 in November. Again, I use the same principles. I used AI to improve the highest converting area, which is the screenshots here. And I used Nano Banana to create 5 different images to sell the product better. Now, the revenue has doubled, but the data set is so small, it's not conclusive whether it's helped or not. Let's see next month if it continues to sell $88 or more. And if it does, then that means improving the banner image using AI actually helped. The next source of income that I'm going to talk about is an unusual one, which is my Poe Apps. And it generated $101 for me, which is a surprise because usually it only generates $0.01. But why did it happen? And what's Poe App Store? So if you use the Poe app, which is an AI service you can use to chat with multiple LLMs, there are many apps that you can use. Like you can have a ChatGPT writer, football expert. You can have image generation bots, so different bots that people create. And when you use it, it pays the creator some money. I created a bunch of apps and I just left it there. And a lot of people started using it in December. And I think the app that people were using was my looks maxing app, which allows you to upload a photo and give you a rating of how you look. I think in December, people were going to Christmas parties and they want to see how they rank in terms of looks and how they can improve their looks. And so a ton of people started using it. Now, this is totally unpredictable. It's not a channel I'm pushing. But if you're interested, I have created a video on how to create Poe Apps. You can check that out. And it's an easy way to get started to make some passive income. Won't make you a ton of money, but worth looking into. Okay, now that I've covered all the income streams, my Amazon books, my apps, my templates, and affiliates, I have a surprise, which is I'm going to add an additional income stream with my YouTube channel. I didn't include it in this report because it's for December and I only turned on monetization January 2nd. And so far it's earned me $24 and it's earning way more than I anticipated. I think largely due to the niche that I'm covering, which is AI. So I think a lot of advertisers are paying a premium to advertise on AI channels. So how am I using AI to increase the revenue for this channel? On the left is what my YouTube channel used to look like. And I asked AI what's the highest impact thing I can do to improve my channel, to increase views and subscribers, and it said improving your thumbnails. So I created all of these thumbnails using Canva, but I realized it's got this very inconsistent theme and it feels amateurish because people come to your channel and if they see this, it looks amateurish. There's no trust. And so I use Nano Banana to create 66 different new thumbnails to make it more of a consistent theme. And I made a video on that too. You can take a look. And since then, it's given me very good results. So I downloaded all my data from YouTube and gave it to ChatGPT, and it did an analysis, and you can see this is actually not quite right. It's actually like more like 3 weeks. So the line is a little further. The moment I started changing my thumbnails, my channel actually took off, getting a lot more subscribers and views for my channel. And by the way, if you like this video so far, please like and subscribe. It'll help me a lot. So changing the thumbnails with AI definitely worked. And I think YouTube could be actually a huge driver of my income because I don't have that many videos yet. And I feel like this is the channel that's going to drive the most revenue for me. So on top of generating new thumbnails, I actually got AI to do even more. What I learned was that inside YouTube, you can do what's called A/B testing. And I can run A/B tests using different images and different titles. So here, the title is I replaced all 66 of my YouTube thumbnails with AI. And I tested it against how to make a YouTube thumbnail with AI in 13 minutes. And this one won out. And this actually improved the conversion of people visiting my video. So remember at the beginning video, I talked about how I use AI to improve the thumbnails, to increase the intention, used AI to improve the titles of the YouTube videos, use AI to improve the screenshots, to improve understanding, and then use AI to improve the paywall. I basically downloaded all my analytics for my videos and gave it a script of my videos and asked AI to generate 2 or 3 titles for me that I can A/B test. And I did it across the board for all my videos. And so this is never ending. I can keep testing and getting 1% more every single time I do it. And eventually the results should compound like all the other things I'm doing. I'm going to share my strategy for growing my YouTube channel based on impact and effort is how I look at it. I definitely want to focus on high impact things that require low effort. So better camera and sound. And you'll see that I have the mic here. Hopefully you'll notice the improvement in sound. And also I have a new setup where I have these arms, and instead of using my low quality webcam, I've upgraded to using my iPhone. And so hopefully you'll notice the improvement in the quality of my video. And I'll continue A/B testing my thumbnails and titles and get incremental 0.5, 1% increase in conversion. This doesn't sound much, but over time, it really compounds if I do it across 66 videos. I'm going to be making more content as well, but this is hit or miss, and each video is very high effort. So I'll try my best. But there are things like fancy editing and hiring people to do professional videos. I think that's just really high effort, and I'm not sure I'll get the impact that I want. I'll pass on that for now. The biggest takeaway for me last month was I wasn't lacking new ideas. I had so many things going on, N8n Templates, Poe Apps, affiliates, apps, YouTube, all this going on. And I'm always tempted to create a new project or add new features to my app and just do more and more. But last month I focused on one thing. I focused on solving one problem: clarity. Clarity across all the things I'm doing right now. Just improving the funnel by improving things that are already there: thumbnails, titles, screenshots, paywalls. So when the customer comes, understand what the product is or what the video is. Because if you can't even get someone to click on your video, it doesn't matter how good your content is with fancy editing or amazing lighting. You got to get the thumbnail and the title right first. And I used AI to improve all of them really quickly. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you're building alone and thinking in systems, I'm documenting my journey month by month. And if you want to learn more about AI and the tools I use, you can join my free community in the description. I also offer a vibe coding course if you want to create mobile apps or if you want to do some AI coding. I'll see you in the next breakdown.